Nearly 4 years after it launched for PS4, Ghost of Tsushima is finally coming to PC. Developed by Sucker Punch Productions and Nixies, this is the director's cut, which includes the base game, the Iki Island expansion, and Legends, not to mention additions like Japanese lip syncing. Whether you're playing it for the first time or going from PS4 to PS5 to PC, here's what you should know about Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut before it launches on May 16th for PC. Setting and location. The year is 1274, and Khotun Khan's forces have landed on Tsushima. As Jin Sakai, players partake in an attack with other samurai to repel the invaders, which ultimately ends in an all-out defeat. Eventually, Jin realizes that fighting with honor and traditional combat methods won't be enough, and starts relying more on assassinations and subterfuge. With the help of the thief Yuna, he begins building up a resistance to challenge Khan, which includes the widowed Masako Adachi, who seeks vengeance for her slain clan, and Sarunobu Ishikawa, a skilled archer seeking out his wayward student. Open world activities. Even with the horrors of war ripping through it, Tsushima is gorgeous with dense forests, snowy landscapes, and more to take in. However, it also holds several secrets and things to see. You can clear out camps and strongholds established by the Mongols to earn upgrade materials for your armor and weapons. New quests and activities like bamboo strikes to raise your maximum resolve will also become available. As you complete more activities, more of the map is revealed, but you can also rely on your guiding wind to look for hot springs to raise your maximum health, foxes that lead to shrines for unlocking charm slots and increasing their effectiveness, and much more. You must upgrade Guiding Wind to select different kinds of collectibles to pursue, or wear the traveler's attire, so paying attention to your surroundings in the early game is key. Combat. Jin relies on a katana, which can execute light and heavy attacks, and you can also have options for dodging, blocking, parrying attacks, and healing through resolve. You also have a bow, useful for headshotting enemies at range. A perfect parry can leave enemies open to devastating counterattack, but many times you'll need to break through an enemy's stagger gauge to open them up to some real damage. This is where stances come in. Each counters a specific enemy type. The default stone stance is ideal against swordsmen, the water stance can destroy shield-wielding foes, the wind stance is powerful against spearmen, and the moon stance is good against brutes. As you progress through the game, battles will feature more varied types of enemies, so knowing which to prioritize and the stances to rely on is a must. As you gain more technique points throughout the game, these can be assigned to learn new abilities and further strengthen the stances. Ghost tools. Of course, not every battle has to be fought by the rules. Jin can also rely on stealth, taking out foes before they know what hit him. However, he can also utilize a variety of ghost tools: sticky bombs, smoke bombs for escaping or executing disoriented foes, kunai, black powder bombs. Use everything in your arsenal to gain an advantage. Of course, they also have upgrades to make them even more potent, but be careful, they're unavailable during duels. Companion and Mythic Tales. Ghost of Tsushima has several activities and side quests called Tales, but you can also pursue more extensive tales involving your companions. These will provide more insight into their stories and problems while granting rewards. The Mythic Tales are worth pursuing as they grant unique armor and powerful techniques which consume resolve. Iki Island. As an expansion, Iki Island sees Jin traveling to the titular island after hearing about the Mongols present there. It offers new mythic tales, side quests, activities, and story missions as players learn more about the Eagle tribe and Jin's father. It's a solid addition to the game, especially for those craving more single-player content, and expands even more on Jin's backstory. Legends. However, there's also Ghost of Tsushima Legends, a separate co-op mode with unique story missions, survival missions where you battle waves of enemies, and a raid with multiple parts. There are 4 classes to choose from, each with unique abilities, upgrades, and loot, and you can unlock cosmetic customization options by reaching milestones and completing tasks. It even has a PvP-style mode called Rivals, where 2 teams of 2 players defeat enemies to earn Magatama, and spend it to hinder their opponents. As far as loot-based co-op survival modes go, Legends is one of the better options, and it's completely free. Unlocked frame rates. Though it hasn't outlined all of the graphical options on PC, Sucker Punch and Nixies promise a wide variety. There are also options for unlocked frame rates for those who want to go beyond 60 FPS or take advantage of a variable refresh rate monitor. Ultra-wide and triple monitor support. Ghost of Tsushima has always been a gorgeous game, so why not admire it on a 21:9 ultra-wide display? Even better, it supports 32:9 super ultra-wide and 48:9 resolution via a triple monitor setup. The immersion is unmatched, whether you're in battles against a single opponent, clearing out an enemy camp, or just riding through a field of flowers. NVIDIA DLSS 3, AMD FSR 3, and Intel XeSS support. It wouldn't be a PlayStation PC port without upscaling solutions, and Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is full of them. NVIDIA DLSS 3, AMD FSR 3, and Intel XeSS are all supported. But you can also enable NVIDIA DLAA for improving image quality and NVIDIA Reflex for low latency controls. DualSense and mouse and keyboard support. The PS5's DualSense is fully supported with haptic feedback for adaptive triggers, both coming into play during combat, though you need to directly connect it to PC. Of course, you can also rely on other controllers via Steam input or use keyboard and mouse controls, which are fully customizable. PSN trophies and integration. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut will be the first PlayStation Studios PC port to have PlayStation Network integration. This means an overlay to check your profile, access friends on PlayStation, adjust settings, and even check your trophies. Since it features the same trophies as the PS5 version, those who log into their PSN account can carry them over to PC without skipping a beat. Of course, Steam and Epic Games Store also have separate achievements. Crossplay. Using your PlayStation Network ID will also activate cross-platform co-op for Ghost of Tsushima Legends, allowing PC players to match with PS4 and PS5 while playing online. After the whole Helldivers 2 controversy, Sucker Punch confirmed on Twitter that while a PlayStation Network account is required for Legends, you don't need it for single player. PC requirements. In terms of requirements, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is pretty scalable on PC. At very low settings and 720p 30fps, you need an Intel Core i3-7100 or AMD Ryzen 3 1200, 8GB of RAM, and a GeForce GTX 960 4GB or Radeon RX 5500 XT. A hard disk drive is supported, but an SSD is recommended and mandatory for higher settings. Medium settings at 1080p 60fps require a Core i5-8600 or Ryzen 5 3600, a GTX 2060 or RX 5600 XT, and 16GB of RAM. High settings at either 1440p 60fps or 4K 30fps will need a Core i5-11400 or Ryzen 5 5600, an RTX 3070 or an RX 6800, and 16GB of RAM. Finally, for the coveted 4K 60fps at very high settings, an i5-11400 or Ryzen 5 5600, 16GB of RAM, and a GeForce RTX 4080 or Radeon RX 7900 XT are required. In all configurations, you need Windows 10 64-bit and 75GB of installation space. Playtime. According to How Long to Beat, Ghost of Tsushima offers over 60 hours of gameplay on average for completing everything, though it can easily cross 100 hours if you play leisurely, or pursue a New Game Plus playthrough. Iki Island adds about 13 hours on average, but Legends can keep you coming back for longer with its unlocks, class variety, min-maxing, and more, adding dozens of hours on top. Whether you're interested in an exceptional solo adventure, superb co-op, or both, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut has you covered. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.